All right, welcome to another game. We have Old Peenut going up against Skilz Tat Kilz in a 3v3. So Old Peenut is the highest ranking player on their team by far. Old Peenut is like 1700 or so. Exactly 1725. The other players, so Tanner is unranked. Tanner has played only team games and has lost most of them. So Tanner probably not going to expect a whole lot. And Sid Barrett is decent. They're around 1300 or so. On the other team, though, Skilz Tat Kilz, looking at an 1800 player. ZZE, looking at a 1400 player. And the Killa, looking at another 1400 player in terms of their 1v1 elos. We're playing on Pilgrims here. So you start with the Pilgrims, kind of a cool little map. It's in the map pool now. You start in these little islands here. You have transport ships, you have sheep, you have a lumber camp, and you can go ahead and transport to the main island. So Peenut has their little band of merry men here. This is their teammate, Sid. Sid is looking for a place to build, it looks like. On this one, you usually want to just kind of get your TCs up. But these guys are finding the ideal locations, it would appear. I mean, I like the idea of getting a little bit towards the inside. You can build docks from the shores from your original islands. Only Peenut. Peenut is ready for this map. They are playing as Armenians. Armenians have pretty good water bonuses here. Their galley line and dromans fire an additional projectile, so that's pretty big. And they also can get Cilician fleet, which demo ships have a better radius. Galley and dromans have +1 range, so pretty good bonus there. They are playing as the Armenians, the Celts, and the Huns. Celts and Huns have no water bonus. Celts are usually going to see siege with them. Huns are usually going to see probably cav archers, possibly. But they are pretty good nomad civ Huns in general. On the other side, let's take the fog of war off for now. There we go. So we have these two. Where's the other town center going up? Okay, so green again. Green is like a total noob. Green has not even started building their town center. That's not great. Okay, they just started now. All right. In the north, though, so we have Killa playing as a Teutons. So they have cheaper farms as their main bonus. That's like their big thing. Where are they? Yeah, so they have cheaper farms, higher garrison capacity. Barracks and stable units are +1/+2 melee armor in castle and imps. They have good infantry / cavalry, and a couple other little techs on them. No water techs though. Red is Skilz Tat Kilz. He's playing as the Persians. Persians, they have faster producing docks, and they have more HP on their docks and their town centers. So you'll see his dock has 3,600, whereas if we find another dock, you're looking at 1,800. And they produce faster, so Persian should be pretty good on water. Then their other teammate is playing as the Vietnamese. Vietnamese, they reveal the town centers of their enemies. That's kind of good on a nomad map. You see where everyone is. And then they have +20% HP on their any archery range units and fire lancers. So I use fire lancers with the Vietnamese often. But let's see. 3v3s can be wild, especially on water. They can be even extra wild. We have like 3 to the south, 3 to the north. No, nothing real crazy. The Hunnic horse is scouting a bit for our southern team here. I'm going to call it Old Peenut's team. The Old Peenut's team. And we can keep an eye on kind of idle TC. Yeah, green is very new, you can tell. 2 minutes of idle TC already. They're not building any. They are making villagers, but they didn't make villagers for a while. And they have a dock, so that's good. But they started right next to red. So we'll see how that works out. They built a mill back here. I mean, that's a little tricky. What is the Celts team bonus? Team bonuses are also really important. Siege workshops work 20% faster, so that's pretty good. Stables work 20% faster, and infantry +2 line of sight. So that's a team bonus for our southern team here, Old Peenut's team. The northern team bonus, units more resistant to conversion. Imp Skirm I don't think anyone besides maybe the Hun is going to go archers or cav archers, so that might not matter too much. And Nightline +2 attack versus ranged soldiers. So this team in the north should be pretty good against any kind of archer line. We'll see if what they go into. Armenians are usually more into like infantry or cavalry, but I would say usually infantry from what I've seen. I actually have never purchased that civ, them and the Georgians, but I've seen them. I've seen them play a lot. That's just a hill. There's no gap there, I'm pretty sure. But good fishing going on for Peenut. The good thing about green, even though green's like the noob, is they're all the way in the back, so they're the most protected. So they might be able to just like contribute, you know, like they don't need to be the greatest player of all time. But if they can just kind of stay alive and contribute, it should be a lot easier for them to stay alive. Now, Killa, on the other hand, is not a low-ranked player. They're like 1400s. That's pretty solid. So they're on the front line, and they have kind of two enemies really close to them. So they're going to have to... Skilz Tat Kilz is going to need to help them. Skilz Tat Kilz is going hard on water. 9 fishing ships over here already. We have a feudal going up for most of the players now. And Skilz Tat Kilz is scouting. Skilz Tat Kilz is the highest elo player in this game. I did put the team elos, like their 1v1 elos averaged out. Old Peenut's team is actually probably lower than that because I just put green at 1,000, but they probably are like a 700, 600, 500 if they actually played. And lots of times on maps like this, you're going to see just some galleys, or more often you're going to see fires come out. But Old Peenut's playing as the Armenians, gets the galleys out. And has fletching on them already. And then, what was the Armenian... they fire an additional projectile. So I think the additional projectile, so they're doing 6+1 damage. The additional projectile just does 1 damage. That's how it works. So you're always getting like an extra damage, essentially. Like a +1 attack. And fires should actually beat galleys, unless the galleys micro well, which right now, really good micro from Peenut. But this is a really micro intensive. And the only ones really on water. Green is making some galleys, which I'm really actually impressed by that. Green has a couple fishing ships, but they're making galleys over here. I think green to me is like the X factor right now. I don't know who exactly who wins this game or what happens, but I just was told it was a good game. But green to me is an X factor. Got some galleys out here. Like anything green can do, I think would be just beneficial. And I really like the base layouts for the southern team here. These guys are more like in like a straight line, whereas you kind of have like a united front from teal and blue. And nothing really on land yet that I'm seeing. All the action's happening on water, and it looks like the southern team has actually won the water pretty much already. Red's fishing ships all kind of ran away. I think there's only 2 survived. They had like 10, so that's a huge loss early. They're making a stable now, though. And scouts are out from the Huns, from our southern team. Purple garrisons. Has a spear come out to try to deter. But castle coming in for red and yellow right now. In the north. So that's pretty solid. Purple is just right on the front line here. Purple's just in a really tough spot. Tower up from teal as well. So more fighting on the water. And red is killing blue's fishing ship. So red snuck a couple of fires but down to the bottom. They lost all their ships, and now blue's going to try to save as many fishing ships as they can. But Pilgrims, maps like this, these hybrid type maps, are tough because you have to focus on water, but you also have to focus on land. You can't just pick one. And I'm pretty sure these were just random teams. I mean, I don't think these guys, any of these guys, chose their teammates here. And green with the galleys over here. They have a fire galley and 3 normal galleys. And blue cleaning up these fires that were killing their fishing ships. So not bad, not bad. Right now we're just looking at KD. Old Peenuts has 11 kills, 0 deaths. And yeah, no one else. That's on the eco side. That's all fishing ships. So blue somehow managed not to lose any fishing ships in that engagement there. Let's take a look back on land. Let's see what's happening. Teal going hard on the stables and archery ranges. So I think we're gonna see a combination of scout / light cav and maybe cav archers. But as far as water goes, the southern team has pretty much won water because of Old Peenuts. And still patrolling here, very active Old Peenuts right now. And Old Peenuts has some archers coming out on the field. And we have knights for red. Yeah, I don't love the archer play just because of all the anti-archer bonuses that the northern team has. War Galley coming in for Old Peenuts as well. But Skilz Tat Kilz is coming in with some knights, trying to get some raids all the way towards the back, which green is very vulnerable back here. Like green has the lowest score, and it's not because they've been attacked. It's just their own doing. And a third town center going up for yellow. So yellow is in the back in a very safe position. They're trying to get a nice boom on. Teal has the units to try to help. I think green's going to lose everything back here, though. If someone doesn't come and notice this, green's going to lose everything, and sometimes players like this, they just quit. Yeah, green's losing all their villagers to this raid. 2 knights towards the back, and that, I mean, they can just do so much. That's 9 villagers killed, and green is down to 26 villagers. And they have no army. All their army is on the water. And defensive castle coming up for red. Blue trying to get some vill hits here. Interesting gate. Just kind of one random gate here. And we have Teal has knights here. But there's still 2 red knights. I think red's sort of focused on other things right now. But I mean these 2 knights can probably kill every one of green's villagers. And actually blue's villagers are over here. And now the navy, the Armenian fleet. Teal with some nice nice cav here. And purple is in a really tough spot. They don't have the army to fight this off by themselves. They're gonna need red. Red's getting a castle up with 1 villager. I'm sorry, 2 villagers. I mean, they're not being attacked immediately, so... Purple's trying to run away, but they're running right in front of the Armenian fleet. If these guys had ballistics, it would have been it would have been over. All those villagers would have died. Now, the castle's finally up. The 2 villagers get to take a much-needed break. Teal with a nice army. They're getting husbandry. They don't have any upgrades in terms of blacksmith upgrades on their cav here. But purple ran away. I think you have to have Skilz Tat Kilz needs to be on the front. Unfortunately, purple just picked a bad spot to build their town center, their starting town center. And blue, able to take advantage of winning the water, has a lot of fishing ships. That's a lot of food income. Geez, how much is that? 21 fishing ships over here. Transporting their starting villagers. They chop all the wood. I do that same thing when I play Pilgrims. And I like purple not just giving up. They went to the back and rebuilt their town center. But Skilz Tat Kilz has a nice boom going, but they have no real answer for any of this aggression. Yellow has a decent army here. Purple has a very couple small units there, nothing major. Imp coming in for blue. I think whoever gets the imp first is going to have a huge advantage. And teal trying to get a castle. I like the way teal's playing. This northern team does not have an answer for this aggression yet. And yellow just has some units they're going to throw away here. Teal and blue with a very active army. Teal getting a castle up forward. I like what I'm seeing from the southern team here. They're definitely in a winning position. Red's trying to get a defensive castle up, another one. But the castles can only do so much. You need military at some point. And red is just not making any military. Red is just stalled. I'm not even making villagers now. They actually are like completely stalled out. This aggression is overwhelming them. This castle, I mean, it's a decent castle. It's not on a hill. Like this red castle actually has the hill bonus. I think it's tough to tell, but it looks like that's on more of a hill than this is a kind of like in a gully. I wish there was like a way to tell if it's on a hill or not, like just to look in the game. But this castle does not range that town center anyway, at least not right now. And a castle coming up for blue. So blue's going to try to get some trebs out, I think, from this castle, would be my guess. But no real army from the northern team. Ballistics coming in for yellow. Which, I mean, yellow doesn't have any army, so getting ballistics without any army to use it. I wonder if Armenians get cannon galleon, because that would be the move. Chemistry coming in for old peanuts, and trebs coming out for old peanuts. And yellow has a nice little boom going, 72 vills, which is not bad, but 0 military. Like, yellow needs to get some military going. So does red. The whole northern team just needs to get some military going. They're very passive. Just focus on their economy. But once trebs start coming out and your castles can't protect you anymore, you're going to need some kind of army. You know, but they do have the villager lead. Let's check out our noob in the back here. Nice little base. Like, honestly, green is solid. Like, for their level, like, they're doing what they need to do to help their teammates here. You know, just staying alive. That's pretty much it. And purple is reboomed here, or restarted their boom. They got a second TC coming up in the back. And the treb is out. And we have arbalests for old peanuts. In theory, the northern team should be good against archers, but They're just not making any military to deal with it. A couple of knights coming out, a monk coming out. They're just so patient. And yellow has a town center way over here. They're building a castle. I like the expansion, actually, and some sneaky stables. Some sneaky stables and sneaky archery ranges. I wish yellow would just, like, pick a unit. They're making stables and archery ranges. Light cav coming in, or light cav being built by them. But, I mean, if yellow can maybe get some light cav and just raid the economy, there's not a whole lot protecting the southern team's economy here. And blue still has this navy. I mean, green has this navy over here. It just cracks me up. I like how green just like recognized that they needed a navy. And imp is in for red. Red has a treb out here. Yellow not using these stables. They had some light cav. I think maybe they're just getting the upgrade. But yeah, if yellow can maybe get some light cav and try to do some raids, they're actually pretty good walling. Teal had the forethought to wall this whole left side. Some idle vills there. And red has 11 knights on the field, 12 knights. They're sitting way back here. They have armor upgrades, but no attack upgrades. And champion's coming in for blue. So champion is interesting. I imagine blue is floating a lot of food right now. I don't know how to really see that. You can see it here. Actually, he's not. 500 food. But he just got champion. He's got some techs. But their military's been mostly wood gold, right? So champion I don't hate. They could start trading on the water as well. A lot of fish traps from blue. I'm not sure if fish traps are better than just going out for these free fish, but I don't know. But where's the army from the north? We have Cavalier for red, but he doesn't even have the blacksmith, the attack upgrades on these Cavalier. Ferreters coming in. What is Ferreters? I think that's the water, right? Infantry, plus 30 HP, and warrior priests heal faster. Haven't seen any warrior priests. And champions coming out. So the champion switch is kind of interesting because they didn't really see anything that was going to kill them, but they do, the northern team does have a lot of bonuses against archers, so either they know that or they're just kind of thinking that archers are not going to be the way. But to get champion and arbalests in the same game is pretty huge. Very expensive. And yellow is getting pikemen. I wouldn't mind if teal went and did some raiding. Yellow is excuse me. Yellow is pushing in pretty good over here. And they have barracks. Yeah, yellow they're just like very indecisive what they want to make. They have stables, barracks, siege workshops, archery ranges. The castle is good though. Maybe we'll see some fire lancers from yellow. Yellow is Vietnamese, right? Yeah. Horse collar coming in for teal. Interesting. 40-minute horse collar, quick up. These knights have no attack upgrades. Bomber cannons from yellow. Teal's working on the bomber cannons. I wouldn't mind seeing some attack upgrades from teal for sure. Meanwhile, blue is pushing this pretty well. These are Cavalier. I mean, these are no joke. Are these compound bowmen? Yeah, the compound bowmen are here too. Compound bowmen are pretty legit. And that pushes the Cavalier back. Teal getting another castle up here. But yellow is making a really nice move on the left side, though. And the champions are moving in. The champions are actually the perfect unit right now against yellow. Because yellow's trying to make units to kill... To kill Teal's cavalry. Some Tarkans getting mixed in, too. Tarkans are pretty cool units. They have a plus 12 attack on stone, plus 8 attack on wall and gate. Alright, so we kind of got two fronts here. Blue's pushing in from the south to the north here towards red. And now they're going against Savar. Dude, Persian Savar are no joke. These Savar have no attack upgrade. That can't be right. That can't be right. Who's Savar? Red? Red has no attack upgrades. What the heck? And yellow... Or no, teal. Teal had no attack upgrades, too. That's bizarre. That is bizarre. Teal has, like, no army right now. They only have Tarkans. They have 0 upgrades. They're finally... They just got their first armor upgrade. They've been making cavalry this entire game. Teal. Bro. Okay. I can't believe these Savar have 0 attack upgrades, though. I mean, they're 14 attack. It's not like they're weak by any means. And they have 165 HP. They have the armor upgrade, just not the attack upgrades. And purple's getting in the mix here. Purple has knights. And blue should win this. Blue should definitely win this. And Savar are expensive. I mean, you can't afford to just throw them away. And let's see what goes on with yellow. Yeah, yellow's is kind of slowly pushing this back. And these are just knights from teal here. And blue pushing through very, very well, taking out this castle from yellow. They basically pushed red all the way back. Like, red is at the town center back here. So blue has been just eating up over here. Just pushing right through the middle. And they've been dealing with yellow on the side too, so Old Peenut's definitely playing a game. Green, let's take a look at green. Nothing from green. We have a couple of spears, a couple of crossbows. I mean, green just has stayed alive. Green sending their fleet towards the south. Just, why not? Green's been pretty much a non-factor here. And wheelbarrow coming in for teal. Teal's upgrade timings are a little funny to me. And blue fighting on the left, blue fighting on the top. And blue is honestly wiping everyone out. Like, teal's been able to help. Teal built building these walls actually was kind of huge. Yeah, I don't know if yellow tried to raid, but they weren't able to. And then just having the knights and yellow not really knowing what to make. Honestly, fire lancers would have been good, or just arbalest would have been good for yellow. Or both. And, I mean, blue is just eating up these bases. Pretty much just archers and composite bowmen for blue. Their champions are all fighting down here. And the Savar are the answer to this. There's 16 of them. They still have no attack upgrades. I just can't believe that. Like, it's not a capture age bug, right? It's just no attack upgrades, 0 attack upgrades. It's insane. Teal getting some upgrades now. Green getting in the mix. Little forward castle, little forward archery range. Okay, Green. We see you, and your castle is valid. Finally, we got some attack upgrades on these knights from Teal. They're still knights, though. And Blue moving forward with some villagers accidentally. Blue's Trebs are on the left. Trebs are kind of exposed here. If Purple notices that, they can take these Trebs out right now. Yellow has a little army here, but they're starting to lose their main economy. And here's the Savar coming in. This is the fight I wanted to see. Great micro from Old Peanuts. Initially. Stop the micro. And that's it. That army's cleared up. That's actually huge. That's actually huge. I don't know if they're going to be able to they have to rebuild. Let's see how fast Blue. So that gives Blue the opportunity to send champions in. So champions and with composite bowmen should be pretty powerful. The only thing is they're using a lot of gold for this army. It's a super expensive army for Blue. And there's a lot of gold on this map, but they can still move and find more. But Yellow is expanding. I would love to see some outposts from Yellow. Teal lost their mining camp over here, or they're sending some villas now. This is actually open. Yellow really needs to build just some light cav and raid down here. That would be huge. But Yellow's got other things to worry about over here, and we have cannon galleons from Blue. That's what I was thinking. Once you lose water on a map like this, like it's so tough. And once you win water, like you need to take advantage of it. You need to add the fishing, which Skilz Tat Kilz did. Green has some fishing. Teal has some fishing too, so they took advantage of it. And now the cannon galleons can attack them from the outside. Their only hope is this little is Yellow on the side here. Purple coming over on this side as well. Big expansion on the left though. The northern team has done really well with expanding to the rest of the map. The southern team's kind of just kept their original base. But this death march by Old Peanuts is pretty unstoppable at this point. The cannon galleons are able to be their siege here, but they still need some trebs though. Maybe sending some vills and getting a castle up here would be really nice. And yeah, now we're getting the raids from Purple. So we didn't get them from Yellow, but we're getting them from Purple. And Yellow is coming in now, has the Arbalest back here, so this could be really bad. This is really bad for Teal. This is really, really bad for Teal. They have to deal with this. That castle's not going to get up. All this entire army is going to walk right to the back of this base. This needs to be dealt with, like, post-haste. Blue's doing work, but Blue doesn't have trebs, so they're not going to really be able to push past this castle right now. They're kind of stalled out up on the top. They need the trebs. Trebs are slowly wheeling their way up there. But there's no answer for this. Maybe they can get distracted by killing Green's villagers here for a while. Teutonic Knights, again, no attack upgrades. Is this like the no attack upgrade? Like, did they make a pact when this game started? Like, just do not allow attack upgrades? Okay, Green at least has attack upgrades. It's crazy. At least 3 of these players didn't have attack upgrades, and 2 I think still don't. Let's see if Red does. Red has no army, so attack upgrades won't really help them. They're expanding to the far left side behind Yellow. No one's giving up, though. This is going to wipe out green for the most part. Again. And green's getting a castle up with 2 villagers against... how many arbalests here? Against 36 arbalests. I don't think that's going to go up that castle. So 2 castles denied to stop this raid. And blue getting a castle up farther. I like that castle. Expanding, expanding, expanding. The one thing that Old Peanuts is not doing well is expanding their territory. Like, they're winning this, but they need to come up here and they build their barracks up here. Build archery ranges, castles, whatever you need to build. Even another town center. Lumber camps. Like, just take this area over. And green is down to 20 villagers. I mean, they were, you know, just staying in the game anyway, but... You just honestly just don't want them to quit. And purple's gonna get killed to this castle. Murder holes are... I think murder holes are free for somebody. Who are murder holes free for? Murder holes, over here. I said it right here. Teutons. Teutons are purple. They should know about murder holes then. Okay, blue's coming down here to deal with this raid. Which, it gives... So that's kind of the problem of not expanding up here, is I don't know if they're going to, but it gives this northern team time to take this area back. Whereas if you just build some barracks, you know, you don't have to build anything crazy. Just build something that's going to take that away. You got to come all the way down here to deal with that. And now, yeah, red's got a castle up here, has a dock up here, has trebs. Like, red's starting to retake this area a little bit. So that's my only piece of advice to a player much better than me. It is interesting how it's right now it's just mostly blue. Like, teal has been semi-wiped. Green has you know, just kind of playing above their league here. And it's been mostly blue, but blue has the army. And that's a great... I mean, champions and composite bowmen is a tough comp. It's just super expensive. You know, they have to make sure they're continually expanding. Paladin coming in for teal, who has 0 army, 1 Tarkan. They finally got some attack upgrades. They have 2 of the possible +4, I believe they get. And bomber cannons make life hard, let me tell you. If the other team has bomber cannons and you don't, it makes your job just trickier than it needs to be. They are expensive, bomber cannons, so if you can snipe them, you're good. But it makes going up against them with, like, trebs, like, very tricky. Because they can just, you know, take a couple shots at your trebs and they're dead. And they're trying to fight them head on here. They don't know about this castle on the left and this base on the left. And this is the kind of situation where yellow planted these castles and these buildings and said, "Fight me here," and everyone has tried to fight them there. And 5 relics in this monastery for purple. That's huge. And these paladin from teal are starting to roll out. There's only 1 of them. And red quit. Interesting, red quit here. Red, why did you quit here? 77 vills. 5, I mean, they don't have a whole lot. They have fire galleys. You probably saw the writing on the wall here, but red didn't have to quit there. I mean, blue's just been doing so much work. Red feels probably kind of defeated. But yeah, kind of a early GG for him, to be honest. And this was just a ranked game. It's at the hour, 7-minute mark. Sometimes you just got other stuff you got to do. And it's not like he doesn't know these guys, you know. I don't think they're like best friends. And Green with the knights. Yes, Green. I gotta follow this Tanner guy. He's like obviously he's new to the game. He's only played like a handful of games, but I like his hoopspa. I like what he brings to the table. And yellow just quit. Now it's just purple, the last holdout. Yeah, purple making unupgraded scouts. Really incredible how long these guys waited to get attack upgrades. I think I gotta start playing more because I feel like the more games I cast, the more I just see all these like bonehead mistakes, no offense. And it's so easy to just correct that, you know? Oh, they got the attack upgrade at the hour 9-minute mark. They got the upgrade that costs 150 wood, or 150 food, I mean. They never could spare the 150 food until an hour, 10 minutes. Now their economy is there. It's just so funny. I don't do it that often with blacksmith upgrades, but with like eco upgrades, I'll very, very often. I'm gonna speed this game up. I'll very, very often just double check. Like I'll double check it like to the point of just OCD, where I'm just checking. Okay, did I get my my lumber camp upgrade? Did I get this? And Green ready to fight. And that's the GG. What a game. I gotta say, so the Armenians winning water early was huge. Green just making like enough ships to kind of help was actually kind of nice in the beginning. The placements of the TCs and just like the bases, I think, really favored the southern team. So they had the water early, and they had just the better town center placements early, having their best player and their second best player at the front line, kind of like in a line, and then just having one player who was like the other team's not best player, sort of like near them. And then yellow did kind of the right thing of having a big boom, but I feel like they didn't turn that boom into a big attack quite early enough. And never raiding, I think, was a big mistake for the northern team. But great game from Old Peenuts. Old Peenuts definitely carried that torch for most of that game. They were pushing all the way through up the middle, and then they also came back and dealt with the raid. Like they were the MVP for sure. So let's take a quick look at some stats here while we have a moment. Let's see. Yeah, Old Peenuts, 647 kills, only 364 deaths. Nobody else was even close. That's a big lead right there. Relic gold, the purple player had a lot of relic gold, actually. Old Peenuts had a little bit. That might have been just from one relic. The Armenians start with a relic. They had 6 relics, so purple player got every single relic. That's pretty awesome. And villager high, yeah, the big boom from yellow. Surprised there wasn't more villagers, but I think this doesn't count. This doesn't count fishing ships. Yeah, fishing ships was an extra 21, so they had 101 villagers, which is pretty solid. And then APM for teal, super high at points, kind of interesting. Wonder what they were doing. That might have been. Sometimes you can just be spam clicking on castles to get that, but very interesting. All right, good game. GG. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. See ya.